Hi guys, welcome to new video. So today we'll continue the series of the changed races, and we'll be playing as lizards. And actually it will be a mirror today because my teammate will be elves, and we'll be playing against lizards and elves as well. So I will just start the game, and I will show you how this race looks like. Of course, we'll start with the baseline, so just send all the minions to gold, and then start producing some more minions. If you look at the map, we can see that we are just close together in teams, but they are next to each other, while my ally is like in front of me. So I will need to assist him, unless or he will just die 1v2. So it's actually better than one of the previous games where I was the one in front and my teammate just ignored me and let me just die, or just let them destroy my main town.
Yes, master.
So I believe that now it will be just a little bit better because of course I won't let him die if I have the soldiers to defend him, and I think we should be able to easily defend him, and of course they shouldn't be attacking me since I'm the one in back here. So of course I will just start with the basic buildings here. I will create arena and stables, and then we will see. Lizards have many specific units. You have the Goblin Lancers, Varangis, many others, but we will probably try to make some Goblin Shamans that are in the position of Witch. They are quite expensive, but they have really special attack. Uh, it's actually costing them mana, but it's dealing like a huge amount of damage, also pretty good range. So we'll try to spam a little bit more of them. But I will anyways probably just start with some Varangis, because this is our baseline unit and it's actually pretty strong. So I will just make few of them so I can easily defend my ally. As you can see, he's just starting with some elf guards, so that is his baseline unit. Looks like the enemy is going to do the same, and lizards are also making Varangis, so it should be just total mirror even in the soldiers.
Yes, master.
And
What do you need?
we will just see what can we do after that. I'm also running out of population a little bit, so I will make one more Boron, and since we have the resources we can also make the second Varangi. As you can see, that's the Varangi unit. It has pretty decent HP, only one armor, but I mean the HP will make up for that, so it's actually pretty tanky unit. And as you can see, you have actually combined damage of 10 physical and 10 magical damage, so it's also pretty useful against ghosts, because you will always have at least half of your damage full value, so you shouldn't have any problems fighting with Varangis against the ghost units. Right now they are just both spamming the elf guards, and seems like the lizard is going for Dark Altar, so we'll be just probably making some stronger units. I'm actually considering making an expansion right now, because of course I'm the one in back, so since I'm defended by my ally,
Yes,
I should
master.
be able to create a little bit stronger economy here and then support him with more units. But of course it only depends on the fact if he can survive without me actually helping him too much, because of course if I invest my resources to expansion I won't be really able to make too many units to help him.
What is the task?
But
What do you need?
let's hope that he'll be able to survive without me for a while. And if he does, then
What is
of
the task?
course we'll have a huge advantage, because I will have much
Yes,
more
master.
resources
I
than
will
our
do it.
enemies. So now I will make the Dark Altar, which will allow me to make
I will
the
move.
Goblin Shamans. And here, as you can see, elves are just pretty balanced here, basically same army. And I don't actually see the lizard army right now. Yeah, seems like he's going down here. Not actually sure where he's going to attack. Yeah, he's probably just here, so I will probably just stay with my Varangis in the city of my ally. He also has one watchtower, so this should be easily defendable, and elves also shouldn't do any problems here. Of course, no one is expanding so early as me, so that's the advantage I'm going for right now. And after we finish the Dark Altar, we will go for the Goblin Shaman upgrade, or I mean Goblin Shaman units.
What do you need?
Also, we might create one more arena, but maybe we can also try some
My blade will
more
explode.
advanced units here with Bestiary and Lizard Fortress. So of course I can show you more units. That's basically the point of those videos, to show you the whole race and in ideal case all the units that you can make. So I just will rather build the other buildings and show you like one or two of each unit than just spamming one certain unit and winning with that. Of course, sometimes it can be pretty good
A
strategy,
filthy customer wants to
but
leave.
that's not the
Yes,
point of those
master.
videos.
I will move.
Maybe we can send the third
What do you
minion to
need?
Gems Mine.
Yes, master.
That's sometimes good, and we can also use both of our strongholds to fill the expansion with some minions. And of course maintain the Goblin Shaman production here.
What is the task?
And since we have the resources, we can also go for the
I
Bestiary
will
right
do it.
now. As you can see, elves are actually maybe attacking here, but yeah, I have 4 units here, so we should be okay. And yeah, lizards started making some striders. Also should be pretty okay. Seems like elves are fighting here, so I will help my ally. We forced him away. Now we will have to force the lizard away as well. And of course,
I'll
we
save
have to
you as
maintain our minion production. Yeah, I'm using both strongholds, so it's faster. Also, I will add my bestiary to the production building group,
Yes,
and
master.
maybe we can create one more goblin shaman.
Yes.
So also, as you can see, you actually have 40 damage, so that's pretty strong, but it costs you mana. So if you also cast like Bloodlust and Sacrifice, you will pretty fast run out of
Where shall
mana,
I go?
and then you won't be able to
Where
attack
shall I go?
anyone.
Yes.
the
And as you
mighty
can
will
see,
be
it
Choose me.
also
master.
has
Choose me.
pretty big
Yes,
range,
master.
so that's also really good.
Yes.
My teammate started making some elf sentinels, so that's pretty good because, of
Use me.
course,
Use me.
those are pretty strong units.
Where shall I
And
go?
it's really
Where
important
shall I
to make
go?
some range units as elves. So right now my teammate should be much stronger than the enemy elf.
Yes,
And
master.
here I will just
What do you
finish.
need?
We need 3 more, so again I will use my main stronghold to make 1 minion and 2 minions here. And we can also
Yes,
create
master.
the lizard fortress. Uh, Maybe we
I
can
will
also
move.
create the Manticore lair
What is the
that will
task?
actually
I will
unlock
do it.
us the High
I
Priests,
will
if I'm not
move.
mistaken. Yeah, and that's actually a pretty
I'll
strong
serve you,
unit.
master.
It's also a summoning unit, and I think it also has an aura, so that's like the strongest unit that you can make as lizards.
Commune with the spirits.
Here we just have normal striders and warlocks, and the wyvern is actually exchanged for green wyvern, which is much stronger but also more expensive than normal wyvern. So here I will just maintain probably some more shamans. Maybe we can also create a sneaker here. That's a stealth unit, melee, pretty strong. But it also costs quite a lot of
What do you
population, I
need?
think. Or maybe it doesn't, I don't really remember, but it definitely costs a lot of resources.
What is the task?
We also ran out of population, so definitely need to make some borons here. And once we finish the Manticore lair, I will try to make a high priest. Of course, after we make some borons for the population. maybe one more I mean goblin shaman,
Spirits.
and here we can queue up the high priest.
Building complete, Master.
Also, I would like to show you the green worm, because of course Strider and Warlock are just normal units. There is nothing to show you there. You can see the Striders here. Of course, they are from start upgraded to max level, both the damage and armor, so it's a little bit stronger than if you just made them straight up as beast. But of course, these have other units that can balance this, so I wouldn't say it's like totally unbalanced. Here we'll just force him away. I mean, my teammate should easily win this. He has more range units, I believe, and he also has priests already, so he should be pretty okay. Of course, Dark Rangers are also really strong, but I mean, my teammate should win thanks to the priests.
Yes.
And here I just have to hold the enemy back. Of course, he might attack my expansion here, so we have to keep that in mind and take care about that as well. And since he has the Striders, I should probably also make some Harpies, so we can spawn some of those invisible units. And here is the High Priest. As you can see, he's pretty slow, but he's also pretty strong, 50 attack. Not too much HP, but it has pretty decent armor. And you also have an armor aura that gives 2 armor to all your units, including the High Priest. You also have pretty fast mana regeneration, and then you have two spells here that I will show you a little bit later. Of course, right now we are just making more units. We will need the Harpy, and then we can fight him, because of course right now I couldn't fight 5 of his units, so that it wouldn't be too good. We can also make a few more Borons and maybe a little bit more production buildings, because right now we just have lots of resources and we can't really use them. I will also show you Goblin Lancers from Goblin Hut, but they are not too strong, so you will have to... it's usually not the best unit to make, but of course I want to show you every unit.
Yes.
Also, as you saw probably, if you make High Priest, then of course it's being morphed from Flying Unit from Manticora, and if you have Land Unit that's morphed from Flying Unit, then it will just stay at the same spot, so it won't move to the rally point that I have right here, and I have to manually take it there. That's like a little disadvantage that you have to keep in mind. I think it also happens to the Dark Lords or Lords of Darkness, I don't remember how I exactly named it, but that's just the unit for ghosts on the position of beholders. So that's the same case, you just have to manually take it and it won't go to the rally point automatically. So now I will make the Harpy, we can make some more units, maybe 2 Lancers here. Also we ran out of gems. I would like to help him, but maybe the lizards will attack.
Where shall I go?
So yeah, they are attacking right
Where
now.
shall I go?
But I still don't have the Harpies, so I don't know if we can actually fight him.
As you wish.
But yeah, he's probably going to just retreat, because we have lots of units.
Beautiful
I will make some groups right now. Probably good idea to
Use me. Use me.
spread the caster units, so we can use spells more easily.
Use me. Use me.
I will also create a super group here, and yeah, maybe a few more flying units, some goblin lancers, and also warangis, I think. Here we have the harpy. Yeah, I forgot to add this arena to my production building group, so the rally point was not there. Right now it seems like my teammate is having some problems in the 1v1 against the lizards. So I will try to help him. Hopefully the red one won't attack right now, since he's quite far away.
Use me. Use me.
The stars.
And yeah, here is the Goblin Lancer.
I will
That's
do
the
your
weakest
bidding.
unit here, but also pretty cheap. And of course really fast to make. you can make them on the position of goblin hunters, so in goblin huts or arena. And yeah, we ran out of population once again, so we need to make more Borons. But I actually don't know if we can even fight here. Maybe I will just retreat and actually attack
Yes.
this way, so we can force the lizards back and maybe destroy this expansion. Because right now, I think my teammate will just die if I continue this way.
The stars are
master.
favorable.
Use me.
I
Use
will
me.
do your bidding.
Yes,
Of
master.
course, this is also one
The
disadvantage
stars are
of the
favorable.
position in
Yes.
back, that I can't
Use me.
really
Use me.
move anywhere if my teammate is not defending himself. I mean, if he's losing the 1v1. We have the Harpy already here, so that should be pretty okay. Also, as you can see, there is the same mechanic that you could saw in the video about orcs. You can summon an arc, a gnome arc with harpies, and then you can transfer your minions to the corners and create your expansions there. Because of course you don't have the normal witches, so there is no gaseous form for you. But as I saw somewhere in here, you could actually upgrade it here if you had the revive filter that's actually disabled, so maybe I forgot it here, but I think I added it there because computers still use the gaseous form even without witches. It's just a pretty weird bug, I think, but they are just transforming the units to gaseous form even if they don't have the witches, so I just added the upgrade there even though you can't even upgrade it. So you just have to ignore it. I will just fight him here, I think. I will also try to show you the abilities. You can summon a water serpent here. It will just spawn on the position of your high priest, so you don't have to click anywhere. And then you have this Unleash Doom. It will spawn this little hellfire, and you can rush it into enemies, and it will do some damage. Oh, it actually didn't work right now. I don't know what happened there, but it's usually not even that good ability. I usually just spend all the mana on water serpents, and usually works pretty well for me. So he is retreating, but I mean it was not like too obvious that we are winning or something. I also forgot to use the bloodlust buff, so that might also be one thing. Here we have some more high priests.
Yes.
And of course we'll make more green worms. That's usually the strategy that I take as lizards, because it's pretty decent unit. I hope my teammate won't die here. I don't really expect him to kill the enemy or anything, but I would at least appreciate if he didn't get killed. Because of course, as you can see, the enemy already leveled up multiple of his units pretty well. So not too sure how that's going to go. Here I will just destroy his expansion, and if he attacks me, I think we should be able to win that. Yeah, my teammate got totally destroyed there, so I don't know, but it's not looking too good for him. And for me as well, because I will get attacked if he dies. But seems like the elf is not going to destroy him right now. He's going back, maybe regrouping his army, creating some units that died. He also has some white eagles, but I mean my green worms are way stronger. We are constantly running out of population, but we are also getting close to the 200 mark, which is the maximum, of course. So here I will just use the bloodlust, and we can also spawn the serpents. Yeah, seems like that was enough. But of course you can't move them, so right now they are just stuck here, and yeah, he just moved away, and there he can fight me. So I'll just move back, scare him away. And yeah, seems like the elf is also attacking. He will destroy some of my units that were supposed to help my ally. So that's also an advantage of creating the green worms. Since they are flying units, they can just fly straight up
I
here.
will do your bidding.
Seems like the red one retreated, so that's the perfect opportunity for me to go down here and destroy the second expansion. And yeah, seems like the elf is attacking as well, so I will just go here, bring my priest a little bit closer, and here we'll spawn the water serpents. Hopefully that will be enough. Not too sure about that. Here we'll try to destroy this. But I mean, if it isn't enough, then my teammate will probably just die. He's not even helping me. I mean, I'm defending him here and he's not even helping me with that. Seems like the lizards are standing here, but they are not defending themselves. Actually, I lost one high priest here. The green winners are not the best units here because, of course, elves have lots of ranged units and it's not ideal to make flying units against that. I will also just... okay, I can't retreat because they are pretty slow. I mean the high priests. So I will have to fight him here. I lost one. I'm not sure if we can win this. We are actually losing everywhere right now. I will probably just start making some units at home. Hopefully we can manage to survive somehow here. We definitely need more of the high priests. Yeah, seems like we managed to defeat the lizards here. That's pretty good. But I don't know if I have enough units to actually finish him. That will be pretty good. We also have a level 4 sneaker here. So that's also good. But yeah, my teammate seems like he's probably going to die here. I can try to summon one water serpent here. And actually, maybe we can save him. I don't know. And this guy is expanding once again, so I will have to at least send my worms there. And hopefully we can figure out something here. Maybe I should expand one more time here, so we have even more resources. Maybe down here it will be good. It seems like this is not too good. This is also Phoenix of our enemy. Maybe I have some units that can help here, hopefully, and we can create some more units. Right now I don't have the worms here, because I attacked this expansion that we already destroyed. So this is also not looking too good, since I don't have too many units here. Yeah, here I'm just going to use my worms probably. But seems like the High Priest is actually surviving here for a pretty long time. So that's pretty good, because he can just summon serpents pretty fast. His mana regeneration is so fast. Yeah, so another one. And that's actually slowing the enemy down a little bit. My teammate for some reason didn't expand it anywhere, so not too ideal. But I mean, right now he's just probably already dead. But I still don't think we can really finish this. Seems like this is just too strong. So maybe I will just retreat with my army and just make sure that they don't expand anywhere else. But probably can't finish it yet. Yeah, here we are also using some units. Maybe I'm making too many of those priests, but I think it's the strongest unit, so it should be working, but it doesn't seem like that yet. I don't know what's happening here. Yeah, that's my harpy. Forgotten one. And I mean, my teammate is dead, so no point of defending it anymore. Here I'm just going to use my high priests. So it seems like we are going to lose this game. That would be actually the first one I think that we lose in this series. But as I mentioned in one of the previous videos, winning those games is not the main point. The main point is to show you the races, what different units you can make there, and maybe some strategies. So yeah, seems like I'm still sending some Varangis there.
The enemy is
I
attacking
mean,
us.
if I finish this guy, then it would be 1v1. But yeah, right now I'm even going to lose this expansion, so we won't even have enough resources to fight them. And I mean, my teammate was not the worst in the beginning. I actually think he was a little bit better than an enemy elf. But I just let him fight 1v1 against the enemy elf and he just lost. So he probably just made some mistakes there, lost some units without killing any enemy units. And that was the main reason why he lost there. And of course, if he loses the 1v1 and I don't kill the lizard in that time,
The enemy is
then of
attacking us.
course there is basically no chance
My
because
blade
I stay 1v2 and
Stars are favorable.
that's pretty hard. Of course I could have retreated to the corners or something,
I will do
but
your
we
bidding.
already did
The
that in
stars
some
Use me,
are
previous
use me
games,
We are
again.
being attacked.
so I don't really want to fight from the corners anymore. Just want to show you a normal game here. So this will be probably the last fight. I will spawn some of those water serpents and maybe we can make some more units, but I will probably be dead before they can even be made. I mean, elves are pretty strong, yeah, so it's not the easiest to defeat them as lizards. But I believe it's actually possible if you make lots of goblin shamans. I still believe that's probably the best strategy for lizards. But as I mentioned in the beginning, I rather showed you all the units instead of just spamming one. Even if it would be better maybe, I just think this is more interesting. Yeah, because the shamans have only 10 less damage than the high priest, but they are attacking much faster, so maybe they have even more damage per second. And of course they also have much bigger range and you can have many more of them because they are much cheaper, much quicker to make. It's just much easier army to maintain. So it would be much better if you just make lots of them and maybe support them with few of the high priests. Of course the high priest has the armor aura, so you always want to have at least one of them in your army, so you can maintain that. But outside of that I think Goblin Shamans would be much better here. Also I was making lots of the green variants. That was not the best idea against so many ranged units. So if I wanted something yeah, I mean, in front of my Goblin Shamans, then the Sneakers would be probably the best option there. Because also maybe if we make lots of Varangis, that might also work because they are pretty tanky. So maybe Varangis, Sneakers and Goblin Shamans would be a good composition of army.
Our tribes are under
But yeah, we decided to make something a little bit more interesting. Didn't really work out, but I think you saw everything you needed to see. So yeah, we have the first lose here, another big deal. And yeah, let's just take a look at the results here. So as you can see, the yellow one, that was the elves. He is best. He was best in everything. He had most kills by far. I actually lost the most units here. That's pretty interesting. I mean, my teammate, he killed a little bit more units than the lizards, but I think, in fact, the lizards were fighting only me, and I wasn't really losing any units against him because I was using some stronger army. Not just quantity, but I mean stronger units. I was also tanking lots of damage with the summoned Hydras, so that's also the reason why he didn't kill too many units of mine. And outside of that, I mean, my teammate also lost ton of units, but he even lost more units than enemy elf, but he just didn't kill anything. I don't really know what he did there wrong, but he probably just lost some fight without killing anything, lost his whole army, and after that it was just decided. Uh, as you can see, also buildings. I didn't really produce much of them. I mean, many of them, but uh, we didn't need that. We destroyed 3 of those expansions, but of course the elves won this as well. Researches doesn't matter since they are pretty much disabled for most of the races. And here we have the resources, so again, elves everything best. I actually spent more gems than him, but he harvested a little bit more. And of course, wood and gold. He was much better in both. So yeah, I mean overall, he definitely carried the enemy team, and yeah, I wasn't good enough to actually help my ally enough to win this game. But as I said, it doesn't really matter. I just showed you the lizard faction, and next time we will take a look actually at the last faction, I believe, and that will be the thieves. So yeah, take care, guys.